Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Pisces for the month of February 2021. I hope everyone is doing well today. As you know, this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Pisces. In the past position, we do have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Nine of Wands. In the obstacle position, we have the Page of Cups, clarified by the World. In the present position, we do have the Five of Swords, clarified by the High Priestess. And in the future outcome position, we have the beautiful Sun, and it's clarified by the King of Wands. Definitely a spread that is quite interesting. Pisces, in the month of February, you're going to feel there's going to be a little bit of information that is hidden from you. There is going to be a little bit of hurtful interaction as well, but all is going to end well because we do have the Sun in the future outcome position, so that is really wonderful. But if we start from the beginning, in the past, we do have the Knight of Cups, which symbolizes a wonderful relationship you may have had in the past. The Knight of Cups is really all about having creative energy. He's quite diplomatic, and he's a really good negotiator because he's able to kind of stay above people who may not be seeing eye to eye. The Knight of Cups is also known as someone who brings good message. And he's also someone who is known to be Prince Charming as well. He's very nurturing, he's very caring, he's very passionate, and he's very romantic. At times, it suggests that he wears rose glasses and kind of lives in a bit of an idealistic way, like mind frame, rather than in reality. It's interesting that the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands is all about hard work and standing your ground and sticking to your beliefs and making sure that other people don't sort of kind of run over you. Definitely, it suggests to me that in the past you really were passionate about a relationship that really meant a lot to you. You were very optimistic and you were very driven as well. You worked hard on a specific relationship or on a specific situation that really mattered a lot to you. And it looks like it's coming, like the rewards from that hard work, from that Nine of Wands are coming in, because we see that in the future position we have the Sun card, which has a really spectacular influence because the power of the Sun is so great that it minimizes even the negative cards, like for example the Five of Swords. But having the Sun card in a reading is a really powerful message from the divine. In the obstacle position, we do have the Page of Cups clarified by the World. Now, the Page of Cups is that little bit immature-ish energy. Even if the person is 100 years old, but he or she has the Page of Cups come up, it suggests that there is a little bit of kind of youthful energy, but also a little bit of immature energy that sometimes pushes people away, actually. Not focusing on reality, but focusing on fantasy. Again, allowing emotions to hold you back and not working through different emotions and the patterns of different emotions that come up as a result of things that go on in our life. Definitely the Page of Cups is a bit of an obstacle, but he is really not that significant because of course pages are still minor arcana cards. sometimes when you have the Page of Cups in a reading, it suggests that a lot of promises have been made, but none have been delivered. So, a lot of talk, but really not a lot of action, not a lot of moving towards accomplishing goals, not a lot of action and movement towards accomplishing dreams. And clarified by the World, which is a major arcana card, it does suggest that there's lack of progress in when it comes to emotions and realizing and analyzing and understanding why certain relationships affect you a certain way, why certain situations make you experience certain emotions. It is something about suppressing emotions. There is a strong vibe coming through here that some emotions are not being addressed, and certain things that are really important that continue to affect you still kind of need to be addressed and perhaps discussed with someone as to why they continue to come up. The Page of Cups overall, with his immaturish kind of way that he conducts himself, can sometimes push people away, can create energy that brings others down. He is a little bit of a low vibration energy. So it's important to remember that it's important to meditate, it's important to drink plenty of water, get rest, and take walks in nature. It's important to burn a little bit of sage and get those negative emotions, negative vibrations out of your home and raise the vibrations to make sure that you are kind of realizing your full potential. Now, in the present position, we do have the Five of Swords, which is a card of conflict. It's a card of wanting to win at all costs. It's a card of a little bit of change, because fives in numerology is all about change. So it does look like there's going to be a little bit of change that is going to come up in the month of February, which will require you to adjust and adapt certain behaviors and certain routines, if you will. The Five of Swords, the swords in general, are a suit of challenges, difficult energy they bring. Swords are also representative of words, so it could be that the Five of Swords comes up here because someone may be speaking negatively about you behind your back. Also perhaps deceiving you in a way or a form. But as long as you kind of keep your eyes open and are aware of things that are happening around you, you should be fine. We see the clouds in this card, in the Five of Swords cards, have a certain shape. It creates tension, it creates anxiety, it creates conflict. And many people interpret the Five of Swords as a card of defeat, because it's ultimately you have people turning away from you and walking away from you, dropping their swords. It does seem like, this person kind of wins the battle, but loses reputation. And reputation is something very important, especially these days. So definitely it's important to be aware of who is around you and make sure you reevaluate your friendships, your relationships, your contacts. The Five of Swords calls, when you see this card come up in the reading, it calls on picking your battles and making sure that you realize that if you allow someone else to win today, you allow yourself to win tomorrow. Fighting every battle and winning every battle takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of, and it sometimes reduces your vibration as well, kind of lowers it and creates a negative effect around you. So it is important to remember the message that comes from the divine, which is, choose what fights you're going to participate in, because not every single fight is worth your time or your energy. Remember to differentiate about your ego, because the ego always wants to win, because the ego is given to us as a mechanism for survival. But it also works against us. That is why meditation is recommended, because what happens when you meditate is you observe your thoughts. You do not change your thoughts. You do not sit there and say, okay, I'm calm, everything's calm, because then you are sort of dictating the way things should be, and that creates resistance. When you're just observing your thoughts, you gain power by rising, by becoming higher, elevating yourself over your ego. And then you have the ultimate power to be able to see how things truly are. Now, it does look like the divine here is putting a little bit of unknown into the cards, because we do have the high priestess. When the high priestess appears in a reading, it means that the divine doesn't want you to know the outcome of this, or the outcome of this has not been decided yet. There are still factors which are aligning themselves. But when you see the high priestess come through, she's all about secrets and mystery and intuition, and she's a reminder that you need to focus on what's right for you, and that you need to meditate, because it opens the channels of your subconscious, because the high priestess is all about the subconscious, and that is where the answers are. But sometimes it's hard to get to the subconscious, especially if we allow the white noise and people's opinions and our bad moods to get in the way. So the high priestess comes through when the outcome is not certain and is yet to be determined. So a lot of power is given back to you, Pisces, to determine the outcome of the Five of Swords. But we do have the wonderful Sun in the future outcome position, which suggests joy and happiness and fulfillment and feeling love. It could be love that comes from your inner voice. It could be love that comes from a friend, a relative, a coworker, a pet, someone that means a lot to you, a situation even. The Sun is clarified here with the King of Wands, which suggests that there will be new exciting projects that are coming your way. For some of you, it means you are in a strong partnership or union, because the King of Wands can represent an authority figure like a boss or a husband or boyfriend or a friend that means quite a lot to you. It's a powerful combination. The King of Wands is charismatic, and he's an entrepreneur. He's someone who has very good leadership. He attracts other people, but he also heals as well. He provides healing powers to those around him, and we do see that he is a lion on his throne, which suggests courage. Lions are, of course, about courage and power, which the King of Wands commands. But in the main position, we do have the Sun, which suggests that there's going to be success and achievement and feeling like you are whole, and feeling that kind of contentment and completeness, if you will. Let's see what energy oracle cards I've pulled, and we have financial constraints, the Sun, and yin yang. So when you have the two suns, you have the tarot sun, the energy oracle sun, a wish is coming true. Something that you really wanted for a long time is coming true. It's interesting what it could be. It could have something to do with your family. It could have something to do with your work, but there's a wish coming true and pure joy. The raw emotion of joy is definitely coming through. So Pisces, you're going to do incredibly well, especially towards the end of February. Now, there is going to be a little bit of headache when it comes to budgeting and financial aspect of things, because we do have constraints here coming up. So make sure that sometimes people spend a lot more than money coming in. So make sure that you have a really tight budget towards the end of February and in March as well. And it's interesting that we have the yin yang card. That card does not show up very often in my readings, but it's all about duality of the world. This card represents energetic life cycles, and its purpose is to help you identify the particular cyclic energy moving into and out of your experience. In its position, it heralds a yin cycle. So right now you're in the yin cycle where most of the action seems to be happening under the surface of things. So that's why we have the high priestess, because it's all about the subconscious. The action is taking place where the naked eye cannot see it. So this is where you need to make sure to differentiate between your emotions, understand where they originate, understand where they lead, understand what advantages they bring with them. That's all in the subconscious, and meditating and observing your thoughts, because thoughts lead to beliefs, beliefs lead to what you see around you. This is time of great receptivity, intuition, and gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. It's an especially good time for completion, so wrap things up. Yin cycle often calls you to be passive, yielding, reflective, so open to those sides of your nature. Being more than acting is the intention here. Let's see what mystical wisdom cards I have pulled. And we have Epiphany, seek clarity. We have Gratitude, be grateful for all you have, with the two sun cards especially, and Knowledge, seek knowledge. Yeah, I mean, if you are reflecting, if you're being more than acting, the knowledge is something that is important. Realizing what is, there's books that you could read, but kind of delving deeper into the inner side of things rather than exterior side of things, it will definitely help you move forward in a way that you really appreciate. And of course, the gratitude is all about, starting your day with feeling attitude of gratitude, because it's a really powerful emotion that brings wonderful things into our life, attracts wonderful things into our life, opens us to seeing and appreciating more, and that is definitely very much important. And it looks like you don't have as much clarity as you may think you do. There is going to be a little bit of an eye-opening moment in the month of February that you will experience, and I think it will be the cause of Five of Swords. Sometimes conflicts give us answers, and swords are all about clarity. So the universe gives us kind of obstacles and tension and challenges to show us that our boundaries can expand even more, which is really important. And remember, whatever you focus on, whatever you're thinking on, that's what expands in your life. So when you focus on negativity or conflict, or thinking about gossip, or thinking about things that are kind of low vibration energy, then that is where your energy goes. You have to truly train your mind to kind of focus it on the things that are important to you, and that takes a lot of difficult hard work, a lot of discipline. And I think that once you start meditating more consistently, and kind of working on manifesting things more consistently, you will see a beautiful, powerful change in your world. And of course, as a result, you have the sun card coming in. You have been doing a lot of work, Pisces. You have been focusing a lot on positive emotions and positive thoughts. You have been giving back, and you have been feeling gratitude, and that is all coming through. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Pisces. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.